Well, I'm from the eastern part of Ukraine. It's close to Russia border, and we all speak Russian there. We don't really use Ukrainian language, and we never liked it. But of course we know in Ukrainian because we had it at school. Growing up, we never left our country. I mean, flying airplane, that was something, whoa. I think I flew airplane the first time when I was 22 years old. I've been here for 12 years. I returned to Ukraine many times, but my last time when I went to my city, because my city is under not Ukraine anymore. So I went there with my kids, with my American passport. And it's still, because it's not Ukraine, it's kind of progressed a lot. It became more like Europe. And I could now see like lots of different things that you can buy that you couldn't buy before, like peanut butter. We've never had peanut butter, we never heard about it, or Dr. Pepper. That's, American things. But now we have in Ukraine, and I was really surprised, like, whoa, you have everything. But in my city, in Makiivka, because it's not Ukraine anymore, well, we consider it still Ukraine, but there is nothing there. There is like a Soviet Union there, and it's just really sad to see. Yeah, nothing builds. Everything gets older, but they don't fix things. So it still looks like from my childhood. On the other side, Ukraine looks more European, new buildings and everything new, lots of things to do, but my city, nope. And growing up, my dad actually always told us that communism is great. He loved communism. He said that everyone was equal. We didn't have rich people, we didn't have poor, it was middle class. And I don't know, he loved it. And now I understand. And growing up, I thought it was really cool. Communism was really cool. And my mom, on the other hand, she wasn't really supportive about communism. Like in January, about the middle of January, America and Europe started saying that Russia is gonna invade Ukraine, and I was like, are you kidding me, David? That's not gonna happen. It's just a joke. I was really laughing, everyone was laughing. But then what happened, at the end of January, in my city, they started doing, so they sent women and children to Russia. So they said that it's gonna be war, you should leave, and men will stay, they're gonna fight. And I was like, why are they doing it? We couldn't figure this out, all of us, even my family in Ukraine. But then on February 24th, my husband came to me, and I was working, and he was like, Ukraine is being attacked by Russia. I was like, no, are you kidding me? No, it's impossible. It's probably, some just something, but not Russia. And then I read news, and it said that Putin, it's an operation. It's not, invasion. It's just an operation, and he just wants to destroy all the supplies, military supplies. That's it. And I was like, David, he's gonna destroy all the supplies, and that's it. Nope, of course he was lying. And now in my city, what they're doing, they are sending all men to the war. So Ukrainian is gonna fight with Ukrainian. Well, I would say not brother, because in Russian we say brother. It's cousin. I always in contact with my cousin. We're really close. We're same age. We grew up together. So yes, I'm always in contact with him. They have nowhere to go. Usually, they would go to Russia before, and then from Russia they would go to Ukraine, and fly maybe to Turkey, whatever they want to do. Right now they can't leave, and one of my brother, he already left. They took him, and one of his friends, they took him to fight against Ukraine. And my another brother, he's hiding. He said, I'm not going. And I said, what if you if they take you. He's like, I'm just gonna, give up. I'm not gonna fight. That's what they're doing. They're not fighting. They're not gonna fight. They take them and they don't tell anything. And they don't have phones. They don't have documents, IDs, nothing. And I watched some video from Ukraine. So they got someone in, let me see the word. Okay, captivity. And that was a guy who lived in Donetsk, Makiivka, Donetsk, which is Ukraine, but not under Ukraine right now. And he was like, he didn't even fight. And he said, I'm from, Donetsk. And they're like, that's Ukraine. I was like, yes, that's Ukraine. Yeah. So my brother right now is fighting, or what is he doing? We don't know. We can't get a hold of him. Putin, he said that he doesn't want Ukraine to join European Union because we are, the border of Russia, and he doesn't want that. And he thinks that we love Russia, we are Russian people, and we don't like Ukraine, and we want to be under Russia again, like the Soviet Union before. And I think he's just out of his mind. Maybe they were talking about that they're gonna put soldiers on the border, and Putin didn't like that. He said they're gonna watch us, Putin just wants to, I think it's not just about Ukraine. He's just like Hitler. He wants everything. Maybe Europe too, you never know. I think right now what's going on is that he's angry that Ukraine didn't give up, that we're fighting like crazy. So right now I am thinking that he just wants to destroy Ukraine. He doesn't really need that. He doesn't need the territory. He just wants to destroy everything. I'm hoping then someone from Putin's, Putin's side will actually kill him or, take him somewhere so he wouldn't be president anymore. And that's when the war is gonna stop. Otherwise, Putin will never stop. But if he destroys Ukraine, then he's not gonna stop. He will go to, to Poland, the whole Europe. I don't know what's in his head. But we need to stop him. It's not about Ukraine, it's about the whole world. It's just happened to be Ukraine. Ukraine is a beautiful place and lots of history, especially Kyiv, Kharkov, everything. They have big cathedrals like Pecherska Lavra. It's one of the oldest cathedrals, I would say monasteries. How do you say?
Monasteries.
Yeah, monasteries in Ukraine. It's amazing, an amazing place, and it just hurts what they're doing right now. They're just destroying history. Of course, they can rebuild buildings, but they can't rebuild the history. Like, have you heard about the Antonov airplane? One of a kind. One of the biggest airplanes in the world, only one that actually exists, and they used them for just the transporting things, and it was built in Ukraine, and they destroyed it. Well, first of all, Ukraine united as never before. I never thought that Ukrainian people are gonna fight so hard for Ukraine. I guess, again, growing up, Ukraine didn't really teach us to love our, culture or our country. We're not patriots. We were just so shocked that Russia attacked us, that we're all united and we're against, and we love our Ukraine. It's a beautiful country. We love our language, Ukrainian. I love it now. And seeing all those people going volunteering to fight, it's just crazy. Like we talked about the 80-year-old man who volunteer to fight. I see lots of pictures of grandmothers doing cocktail Molotov outside, sitting there. My friend, she's in Kiev. She said she will never leave. She's not going anywhere. She's helping. She's working with me. We're trying to help as much as we can. And she said, send me money. I'm gonna, distribute everything. I have so many people. Doctor, she's helping with medications for soldiers, and no one pays them. They pay out of pocket. So I'm going to send them money. I already sent a small bakery in Kharkiv, I guess. They are baking breads and food for people, soldiers, and give it for free. So all people are trying their best. They're helping. They're doing what they could do. And I feel like I can do more living here in US. I have more opportunities. People are donating. I can always ask. And Americans are really, really great people. I actually never thought that it's gonna happen to me. That people would cry with me. They would come pick up cookies and they would cry with me. And it's not even their country. They've never been there. So I'm helping as much as I can.
Tell me about David. When did he leave, and what's he doing to help the cause?
He left on March 1st, and he was in Poland March 2nd. So he rented SUV, a big one, so he could fit more people in his car. And in Poland, they told him that he can't go to Ukraine because it's a war zone. Who wants to be their car to be destroyed? But he was like, no, I don't care, I'm going. So he went to Ukraine. He took some people. I'm gonna tell you his update from yesterday. He hasn't sent me update today, but what he said from yesterday. He said, I'm currently in the line for second border trip of the day. It's 9:17 p.m. We have been in line almost 2 hours. 1 second. Two hours with no end in sight. Another border I went through today, people were standing in line in the cold all night and cleared in the morning. I have 2 moms and 2 kids. One mom is pregnant. They said their goodbyes to their husbands in Lviv with no idea when they will return. I got word that an attack on Lviv is expected soon. Our goal is to get to Lublin, Poland tonight, which is another 2 hours from our border crossing. So basically, he was all night at the border with kids and pregnant mom. And then he slept in the car because it was already, kind of early morning. And then he slept in the car and went back after. Like today, he told me that he was trying to get to Ukraine, but the line on the border was so big, huge, that for a few hours they wouldn't move. Then he decided that he doesn't have much time. He's not gonna stand there all day. He needs to do something. So he turned around, and instead on the Poland border, they have lots of women and children standing there for 8-9 hours, and it's snowing, it's cold. So he said, who needs to go to Krakow? So he packed his car with a dog, cat, some guy, mom, kids. I think he said it was like 7 people in his car. And then the last mom and 2 kids, they were the last one. And they started crying in the car because someone who arranged their, housing, it was kind of failed. And they were crying in the car, and two girls, by the way, same names as my girls, two girls. They were like, Mama, can we just go home, please? And they were, I think it took them 24 hours to get to the border from their house. But my husband's like, oh, don't worry about it. So we booked a hotel for them for 10 days. He paid for everything, for breakfast, for their, they had one little dog with them also. And he booked, he asked me to book because they don't have good internet service there. And we booked a Hilton for them. And it wasn't that expensive. It was only, I think he paid for everything $900 for 10 days, you know, breakfast included and everything. And they were so shocked because they're from the village in Ukraine and they've never seen such a good, pretty hotel. They were all like surprised. From what I watched, the interview in Russia from Russian people, they were talking about sanctions and how it's going to influence them. Some people say, it's okay, we're going to survive, you know, what else can we do? We're just going to, I guess, spend less money, eat less, but we will survive. I also work for Tatyana with Russian market. And I could see now how people are kind of freaking out, Russian people. They actually can't really order from America, from us, oils. And we can't even send it to them because, you know, airspace closed for Russian airlines. Yeah, they're feeling it. And some people, of course, they didn't want to do it. That wasn't their choice. It's because of disinformation, because Putin holds everyone under control. Some older people, they believe Putin is a good one. They just don't know the news, the real news. They have fake news. That's the problem. But I know Russians, we're just, you know, just people. It's about politics. It's not about us. But normal people are going to suffer a lot, of course. I'm not against Russians. I'm not going to say anything to them. I'm not going to fight with them, you know, about who's right and who's wrong. No, I just want to help my Ukraine. That's it. I'm not doing it. I work with lots of Russians people, and we never talk about it. I don't even want to talk about this, you know, subject with them. Ukraine will fight till the end, and Ukraine will never give up. And I guess Putin will never give up. And it's gonna probably take a long time, and it's gonna be a war for, I don't know, we're all hoping it's gonna stop soon. Maybe it's gonna end in a week, you know, we're just like praying about it. But we are sure think that Ukraine will win.